My unfulfilled dreams are and will always be at the back of my mind. But there are seasons in life where the ache of having these unrealized dreams are amplified, and I feel the heaviness of it more than usual, which is what my reality has been these past few weeks. Now, I won't really get into the specifics of it, but if any of you have vividly dreamt of a certain life but are thrust into a completely different reality either by your own decision or by larger forces at play, you must know what it feels like to yearn for something that's not within your reach. And as one naturally does in this day and age, I did confide in ChatGPT, and it actually blew my mind how well it broke down every emotion I had and validated me in such an intellectual and consoling way. It described the ache I'm feeling as existential grief. I'm basically mourning a life where choosing myself and the version of me who felt most alive in art wouldn't mean being a failure to my family. And it's the kind of pain of loving two things that cannot fully coexist in the way I hoped they could. I also question God a lot, or the universe, or whatever higher entity there is out there, why this desire was even put in me in the first place, because it just seemed cruel to want something so much as a child without even knowing why, and then growing up and slowly starting to feel like the world is against you having it. But here's the thing. What if some desires are not meant to be completed? What if it's enough that they're able to shape us? You know, my love for film and narrative and storytelling taught me empathy. It gave me my emotional compass. It helped me survive childhood and made me perceptive, imaginative, and deeply, deeply human. And so it may not culminate into what I had hoped it would, but it already did something sacred in me. And that is, it informed my inner world. A desire can be meaningful without being literalized, and hearing those words gave me the validation that I needed at that time. There is a stark difference between Western and Eastern cultures, right? Western culture glorifies the individual who leaves and takes risks, whereas Eastern culture honors the one who stays and provides security to the family. And this is so evident in the way American or European kids leave their childhood homes the moment they turn 18 or go to college, and they rarely move back in with their families, whereas Eastern culture emphasizes the responsibility of taking care of your parents and ensuring close communal ties with your immediate and extended family members. And having grown up in both worlds, with the Eastern culture being my family background and the Western media significantly shaping my worldview and ideologies, you come to realize that neither culture is morally superior. They ultimately just represent different forms of courage. And so it was also incredibly healing for me to learn that my decision to stay put and to sacrifice my passion for duty is not cowardice or resignation, but only a different form of courage. And the reality I'm living in now comes with grief because that choice for me was so costly. So with all this being said, where do I go from here? Well, the thing is, just because I've let my dreams go doesn't mean I have to kill the part of myself that loved it. I can let the dream exist without demanding it to become my full identity. I am allowed to create art quietly, anonymously, imperfectly, without any reward or incentive. And I can create small pockets of protected space where I can give life to this part of myself. No family, no business, no obligation, only pure art and creativity. And that is what this podcast ultimately is. It is born simply out of expression. Nothing more, nothing less. And it's also important to know that the grief will stay. It will be gone, and then it will be back. And it's important to recognize it when it comes and to allow it to exist. Because after all, it is a reminder of something that is tragic, beautiful. On a much lighter note, heated rivalry is single-handedly making my life right now and saving me from the Christmas blues. I haven't felt this alive in a while, truly. And as happy as it sounds, it's making me believe in something. It's been such a treat literally spreading the good news and trying to convince every one of my friends to watch the show. I don't even know what prompted me to watch it, but in a matter of minutes into watching the first episode, I have regressed into that 15-year-old version of me who was wrapped under the blankets at an ungodly hour, completely enamored and fixated over a Wattpad story. That's what this felt like, okay? Heated Rivalry is one of the best shows I've seen in a while, and even saying that feels like an understatement. Because it consumes you, it gives you the butterflies, the tingling sensations, and it makes you utterly fall in love and connect with these characters. Like the level of yearning that these actors are able to portray through their eyes, their movement, as well as the delivery of their lines is simply unmatched. Like it is the epitome of why fanfics exist. So in this story, we have the two main characters, Ilya Rozanov and Shane Hollander. Many fans love the depth and background of Ilya's character because he had this rough upbringing in childhood and a very complex family dynamic. And in the scenes where he was gradually coming to terms with his vulnerability, especially that monologue from Connor's story, which he delivered flawlessly in full Russian, by the way, you really see how beautiful this character is. But I also just wanted to give a special mention to Shane Hollander's character because I've really grown attached to him. I just see a lot of myself in him because here's someone who's inherently uptight, anxious, neurotic, a complete rule follower, aka me, and yet you care for him because he's sensitive, he's genuine, he's pure. I mean, I'm not saying I am pure, but like, he is. And his and Ilya's dynamic was just so amazing to see because they ground each other so well. It's beautiful to see Ilya ease Shane's nerves and bring forth this like light and playful aura in his life in the same way that Shane softens Ilya. I mean, I could literally go on and on about this, but oh my gosh, I can't believe a smut fanfic gave life to these characters. I mean, no, actually I can, and I do believe, so thank you, Rachel Reed, for this masterpiece. Great score too, by the way. Like, my mind immediately went to the movie Challengers upon hearing some of the music in the first few episodes, which also heightened the tension and desire between the two of them. And then fast forward to that club scene, if you know, you know. And ever since that, all the things she said has been on fucking repeat on my Spotify. I mean, I'm literally going insane over this show, you guys. Like, all my social media algorithm has been purely heated rivalry content. I've just been consuming endless edits, BTS videos, cast interviews, everything. Like, the obsession is real. HR fans would know, but I do need to touch some grass. But on top of the show being this good, it's also equally as amazing that the individuals, the casts, director, authors, cinematographers, people who have been so passionate about their craft are finally getting the spotlight they deserve. I mean, this show basically went viral overnight. They had a penny and a dream, and it changed the trajectory of their lives, which has been so cool to watch. And I'm just so happy for them and living vicariously through them. And I'm happy that we get to have such content and have this shared space amongst fans of the show. It truly, truly is a cultural moment. Shout out to the Empty Netters podcast, by the way. It's a podcast that's mainly about the sport hockey, but its hosts decided to watch and review every episode of the Heated Rivalry. And so you have these three straight men who are just enjoying and highlighting a boy love story completely devoid of any toxic masculinity, and they were simply invested in a good romance story, and it was so wholesome and refreshing to watch. If all men were this secured in themselves, we might actually have world peace. Anyways, I hope everybody had a great Christmas, and if you haven't, you obviously have to watch the show. It is imperative that you do.